Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius, who built an empire through discipline. Introduction. Greatness begins within. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. These words, spoken centuries ago by Marcus Aurelius, carry a timeless truth. In a world where power is often confused with dominance and strength with force, Marcus stood as a reminder that true greatness is rooted not in conquest, but in self-mastery. He was not just an emperor of Rome, he was a ruler of the inner world, his thoughts, his emotions, his discipline. This story isn't just about a man who ruled an empire, it's about a man who ruled himself. Early struggles and formation. Marcus Aurelius was born into privilege, yet from the beginning, life offered him trials that would forge his stoic resolve. He lost his father at a young age and was raised in the silence of marble halls, surrounded by the weight of expectations. But unlike others who grew reckless in luxury, Marcus turned inward. He found refuge in philosophy, spending his youth studying the works of Epictetus and other Stoic thinkers. He was a quiet observer, shaped not by power but by principle. Wisdom, not wealth, became his pursuit. He understood that character, not comfort, builds a legacy. Rise to emperor. His path to power was not paved with ambition. Marcus was chosen, adopted by Emperor Antoninus Pius at the request of Hadrian. His elevation to Caesar was not met with triumph, but with the solemn acceptance of duty. For a Stoic, fate was not to be resisted, but embraced. He did not revel in the throne. Instead, he bore its weight with humility. He knew that leadership was not a reward, but a responsibility. As he donned the purple cloak of the emperor, he remained grounded. A philosopher first, a ruler second. Even in his youth, Marcus exhibited a profound sense of introspection and responsibility. Unlike those who sought power for its pleasures, Marcus saw rule as a burden meant for the strong in character, not merely the strong in influence. His nights were not filled with feasts, but with study. His mornings began not with decrees, but with journal entries. The Meditations, a text not meant for public eyes, began during this transition, a private exercise in self-discipline that would one day illuminate the world. As Rome bestowed upon him its greatest title, he responded not with ego, but with equilibrium. He whispered not, "I deserve this," but rather, "I must be worthy of this." Hardships as Emperor Marcus's reign was plagued by relentless turmoil. A devastating plague swept through the empire, killing millions, including members of his own family. He faced endless wars on the northern frontier and betrayal from trusted generals. Yet amidst the chaos, Marcus did not falter. He found peace in reflection, penning thoughts that would later become the Meditations. He did not curse the heavens or seek pity. Instead, he wrote, "You have power over your mind." His stoicism was not an idea, but a shield, one that kept him steady while the empire trembled. He endured sleepless nights during military campaigns, often writing by candlelight in distant camps while storms raged beyond the tents. His physical health deteriorated under the pressure, but his resolve did not. Even as Rome burned in parts and its citizens questioned the gods, Marcus stood like a rock, calm amid the flood. He led not through declarations of glory, but through resilience in adversity. The Meditations were not composed in peace, but in war, not in leisure, but in suffering. This was philosophy on the front lines, written not in ink, but in endurance, stoicism in action. Unlike those who preach ideals but live otherwise, Marcus Aurelius lived his philosophy. He slept alongside soldiers, refused luxuries, and met with the common people. His decisions were guided not by emotion, but by virtue. When his general Avidius Cassius rebelled, Marcus responded not with rage, but with mercy. He forgave many of the traitors, choosing peace over vengeance. For Marcus, to act rightly was more important than being right. He led with example, showing that stoicism was not a retreat from life, but a deeper engagement with it. When faced with betrayal, he did not allow bitterness to rule him. When Rome's elite pressed him to crush dissent with force, he opted for understanding and rehabilitation. He believed that no man was beyond improvement, including himself. Marcus showed restraint when others would have chosen wrath, moderation when others would indulge, and clarity when others were clouded by confusion. His actions served as a constant reminder that power, if not guided by philosophy, becomes tyranny. Legacy and inner empire. The Roman Empire eventually declined, as all empires do, but Marcus Aurelius left behind something more enduring, the empire of the self. His meditations remain a guide for those seeking strength, not in domination, but in discipline. In its pages, we find a man wrestling with his duties, his pain, and his place in the cosmos, and rising above them. His legacy is not carved in stone, but etched in thought. He taught us that the greatest empire a man can rule is his own mind. His words echo across centuries, not because they boast of conquest, but because they reveal the universal struggle of the human soul. Through his writings, we witness a man who feared becoming unworthy of the position thrust upon him, who constantly asked himself, "Am I using this power for the good of others?" Marcus left no golden monuments, no lavish tombs. His treasure was wisdom, his empire was inner peace, and for those willing to seek it, his guidance remains more relevant today than ever before. Closing reflection. In a world that often demands reaction, Marcus Aurelius stood for reflection. He showed us that in the face of chaos, we can choose calm, that in hardship, we can choose harmony, that in temptation, we can choose temperance. His life is more than history. It's a mirror. It asks, will you chase power or will you master yourself? The Stoic emperor chose the latter, and in doing so, became eternal. In every challenge, Marcus responded with stillness. In every victory, he exercised humility, and in every moment, he strove to remain aligned with nature and virtue. His greatness was not in his dominion over others, but in his dominion over self. That is the mark of true leadership. That is the essence of Stoicism. That is the reason Marcus Aurelius remains not just a Roman emperor, but a timeless one.